If you are in DevOps or looking to get into DevOps world, then Terraform and Ansible are going to be two names you hear very frequently. There's a good reason for this. Both are outstanding products for creating infrastructure as a code that can be used to deploy a repeatable environment that meet the vast range of complexity requirements. Infrastructure automation is really important nowadays. We tend to focus on software deployment process the most, but infrastructure deployment strategy should be equally important. It's not only help you with disaster recovery, but also make the testing and development process easier. Welcome to yet another episode of weekly video series from K21 Academy, where we take you in a journey from complete beginner to a certified professional. In this video, we will see difference between Terraform and Ansible, why you should choose one over other, and covers topic like what is Terraform along with what is Ansible. After that, Terraform Ansible pro and cons, then a difference between Terraform and Ansible. Finally, based on the comparison, which one to choose. In the end, we will also share details about our free masterclass for Ansible and Terraform, which will not only help you to learn basics, but it will also give you an idea of the learning part to follow. Now let's begin this session by introducing DevOps. Some of you might know DevOps. Let me tell you, DevOps, as the name suggests, is a culture that brings together the development team and the operation team. Coming together of two teams make the process of deployment to the production environment faster, repeatable, and automated. DevOps enables the organization to automate their entire working and increase their speed of delivering applications, where development teams are responsible for planning, coding, building, and testing the product. After that, operation teams come into picture and they are responsible for release, deploy, operate, and monitor the product. I hope you are clear with DevOps. Now let's see what is a Terraform. So Terraform is an open source tool for building, changing, and versioning infrastructure securely and effectively. It is an infrastructure as a code tool that is very easy to use. It helps to develop and scale cloud services and manage the state of the network. It primarily used in data centers and software-defined networking environments. We need not to install and manage software on existing device. Instead, it creates, modified and destroyed servers and various other cloud services. Terraform is of declarative nature. That means it directly describes the end state of the system without defining the step to reach there. It works at the high level of abstraction to describe what services and resources should be created and defined. These are some of the reasons why Terraform is such a great tool to make your system efficient. Now let's see how Terraform works. In this diagram, Terraform code takes two input sources to do its job. The first input source is Terraform configuration that is configured by its user. Now user define what needs to be provisioned and created. The second input source is state that holds the information about the infrastructure. So Terraform code takes the input and figure out various plan for what step to follow to get the desired output. After that, the second principal component is cloud providers such as AWS, GCP, Azure, and other infrastructure as a service platform. It helps us to create infrastructure on different levels. Let's take an example where user create an AWS infrastructure, deploy Kubernetes on top of it, and then create service inside cluster of Kubernetes. Terraform has multiple providers for various technologies. User can access resources from these providers through Terraform. Slack, Uber, Starbucks, Twitch are some of the big brands they are using Terraform. We can also integrate Terraform with Microsoft Azure, Heroku, Google Compute Engine, and so on. Now let's see what is Ansible. So Ansible is a DevOps tool which helps to managing services. If you are an engineer responsible for managing infrastructure within an organization, you may have responsibilities like managing databases. It is really easy to manage a less number of resources, but increasing in number of servers can get you in trouble. If you have to update and maintain all the servers, this is the situation where Ansible comes to rescue and help you to become an efficient operation team. Ansible is basically an IT automation engine that automates provisioning, configuration management, application deployment, orchestration, and many other IT processes. By using Ansible, you actually write instruction that automates the setup that you would typically do in the past time. How Ansible works. So Ansible is agentless and doesn't run target nodes. It make connection using SSH or other authentication methods. It install various Python modules on target using JSON. These modules are simple instructions that run on target. These modules are executed and removed once their job is done. This strategy ensures that there's no misuse of resources on target. Python is mandatory to be installed on both controlling and the target nodes. Ansible management nodes act as controlling node that controls the entire execution on playbook. This node is placed to run installations. There is an inventory file that provides the host list where the modules needs to be run. The management nodes makes SSH connections to execute the modules on the host machine and install the product. Modules are removed once they have installed in the system. This is a simple process and working of Ansible. Every tool has its pros and cons and each serves specific environment requirements. Now let's see Terraform Ansible pro and cons. As we discussed, Terraform is an infrastructure as a code tool which helps you to stay competitive in constantly changing IT environment. A high level of automation helps you to keep track of resources. You need to make a necessary infrastructure changes as quickly as possible. Terraform is one of the rare tools to offer building infrastructure from scratch, where the foremost pro of Ansible refers to its simplicity. The simplicity is not only meant for professionals but also for beginners. It is easy to learn, so users could learn to use Ansible quickly along with better productivity. The second one is Terraform follows a declarative approach. That means the end goal or attributes of automation is described, where you need not to worry about steps required to make that automation possible. As a resultant, this approach makes the deployments fast and easy. The next pros of Ansible refers to its agentless nature. Ansible manages all the master agents communication through standard SSH or 𝗪𝗪𝘁 module. The 𝗪𝗪𝘁 module is a Python implementation of SSH2 and it's crucial for managing nodes. Therefore, Ansible does not require any form of agent installed on remote system for ensuring management. Terraform is a convenient tool to display the resulting model in graphical form, where another notable entry in the Ansible best practices refer to Ansible Galaxy. Ansible Galaxy is basically a portal that acts as a central repository for locating, reusing, and sharing Ansible related content. Terraform can manage multiple clouds to increase fault tolerance, where Python serves as the best for Ansible. It provides better facilities for getting up Ansible and running it due to the presence of Python libraries on the majority of Linux distribution by default. Now let's talk about some cons of Terraform and Ansible. Terraform does not have GUI, which would have made it use a lot easier. Similarly, Ansible has insufficient user interface. In Terraform, the migration tool require improvement when you upgrade from one version to another, so Terraform should improve in this section. The limited support for window in Ansible presents one of the setback with configuration management and automation tools. In Terraform, the collaboration and security feature available only in expensive enterprise plans. Ansible does not have fully fledged working experience with large enterprises like its competitor such as Puppet and Chef. Even though Ansible claims the facility of enterprise-grade extended support options, limited practical experience reduces the accountability of Ansible. Now let's see difference between Terraform and Ansible. Terraform and Ansible have so many similarities and differences at the same time. The differences comes when we look at the significant concepts of DevOps, orchestration and configuration management. As Terraform is an orchestration tool, it ensures that the environment is in desired state continuously. Terraform is explicitly designed to store the state of the domain. Wherever there's any glitch in the system, Terraform automatically restores and computes the entire process in the system after reloading. It is the best fit in situation where a constant and invariable state is needed. where Ansible is a configuration management tool that solves the issues locally rather than replacing the system entirely. Ansible helps to configure each action and ensure smooth functioning without any damage or error. In addition to it, Ansible come up with hybrid capabilities to perform both orchestration and replace infrastructure. As we already discussed that Terraform follows the declarative approach, ensuring that if your defined environment suffers changes, it reflects those changes. This tool attempts to reach the desired end state described by the sysadmin. Puppet also follow the declarative approach. With Terraform, you can describe the desired state and figure out how to move from one state to next state automatically. Where Ansible is hybrid nature, it follows both declarative and procedural style configuration. It performs ad hoc command to implement procedural style configuration. In every system, it is very important to know whether you need to add or subtract resources to get desired result or need to indicate the resources required explicitly. Terraform does not support bare metal provisioning by default, where Ansible supports the provisioning of bare metal servers. Ansible does not provide better support in terms of packaging and tempting, where Ansible provides great support for packaging and tempting. Now, this is the summary of Terraform versus Ansible. Like tool category, Terraform is an orchestration tool where Ansible is configuration management. It is declarative in nature. Ansible is imperative or procedural. Terraform provisioning specializes in infrastructure provisioning, where Ansible limited support for infrastructure provisioning. Both are agentless and support command line operations. I hope you are clear with differences. Now, which one to choose, Terraform or Ansible? We all know that every tool has its unique characteristics and limitations. Now, let's see which one to choose. Terraform comes with good scheduling capabilities and very user friendly. It integrates well with Docker as Docker handles the configuration management slightly better than Terraform, but there's no clear evidence how the target devices are brought to their final state, and sometimes the final configuration is unnecessary. Where Ansible comes with better security and ALC functionality, which is access control list. It considered as a mature tool because it adjusts comfortably with traditional automation frameworks. It offers simple operations and help to code quickly. But on other hand, it is not good at services like logical dependencies, orchestration services, and interconnected applications. As a conclusion, you can choose between these two according to requirement of the situation at the job. For example, if your containerized solution is used to provision software within cloud, then Terraform is preferable. On the other hand, if you want to gain reasonable control over your devices and find other way to deploy underlying services, then Ansible is more suitable. Hopefully, these tools will provide more comprehensive solutions in the future.
So, guys, I hope you really liked our session. And if you have any kinds of doubts, you can please comment down below and our team will reach out to you. And if you're somebody completely new, then you don't have to worry because we have got your back. We have properly planned our 7 week roadmap so that you can excel in your examination. Week 1 would be about what and why about Terraform. We'll be discussing about Terraform installation and basics in week 1 as well. Week 2 would be read, generate, and modify the configuration. Week 3 would consist of provisioners, loops, data source, and built-in functions, along with workflow and state management. Under week 4, we'll be discussing about modules and workspaces, along with Terraform CLI and security in Terraform. Week 5 will be more about Terraform Cloud and enterprise capabilities. Week 6 would be exam registration and some amazing practice questions. You'll be having 5 practice tests that will let you check your knowledge. And week 7 would be tips and resources for clearing the exam certification, CV preparation, and the most important part is our on-job support. And if you're somebody who's completely new and you want to study the exam content from start to finish, then please check out our free class at k21academy.com/terraform02. Under this free class, we'll be covering a lot of topics like cloud and DevOps overview, cloud automation tools, Terraform, cloud formation, Ansible, Chef, Puppet, infrastructure, automation, IAC, Terraform for beginners, what, why, and who should be learning Terraform certification, extending Terraform with Ansible, Chef, Puppet, etc. We'll be giving you a demo of VM deployment in AWS Cloud using Terraform. And the best part is we'll be covering a lot of job opportunities and how you can get better pay in your Terraform job. So all you have to do is just log on to k21academy.com/Terraform02 and click on book your free seat now. Select your event date when you're available. Moving ahead, add your name, your email address, your phone number, and click on yes, proceed ahead. Now you'll be seeing this kind of link at the extreme right. Save this link, add it to your calendars, and I'll see you in the free class. Till then, take care and keep learning.